All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm just getting here right before the sun's going down. Glad to see you all. If you haven't subscribed and you're new here, think about subscribing and hit the like button if you guys enjoyed the video. One last thing that I forgot to mention last week was if you haven't been over to my website, stevehamp.com, it's down. The link is in the description. Go check it out. Get yourself a free muscle restructure ebook. But I wanted to really talk about the herbs that I have, and they're going fast. I only have a few bottles. Probably about dozen, 15 bottles left. And there's a drop-down link. So a drop-down menu. So if you order one, it's like $15. You order 2 bottles. Not by hitting 2, but use the drop down, and there's 2 for 25 and 3 bottles for 30. And they're 2-ounce bottles, nice with the dropper. It gives you the exact amounts that you need to rub in. Amazing formula, you guys. So you guys do what you want, but it's there. The herbs alone cost me $250, and then you got to add the alcohol and then the time for it to soak. So if you think about it, to get you a couple of bottles for any sprains, pulled muscles, anything like that, bumps, bruises. If you're training iron palm, you definitely need it. But give it a try. But I'm gonna make this a quick video, you guys, because I was at this exact post with my little 5-year-old grandson, Cairo. We were here this weekend training, and he was just doing basic jab cross 1-2, and we were working on that. And let me back up a little bit so you can see my feet. I hope you can see my feet, but most people, when they stand, that foot's at the oblique, and he's hitting but not moving the foot. And so I was telling him how you have to turn the foot, and that's how you're going to develop the power and put that Fa Jin that you guys are always talking about, that Fa Jin into it. And it really blows my mind, and I'll never talk about this again, I hope, because I know some of you guys have been with me a long time. You're like, damn, Steve, you're preaching to the choir. But the thing about it is you see this so often in the Chinese martial arts. Look at everybody in Xingyi. Everybody in Xingyi. Man, I got to adjust that because I don't think you guys are seeing my feet too well. But everybody in the Xingyi, they punch, and they're here with that foot at the oblique. How in the hell can you get any power? So I did something with my little grandson, and I said, wow, that's pretty good. Let me do it for these guys on Thursday. So here I am up here. But he was hitting the pads, and he was 1-2, 1-2. And you can see I'm in there. And if I try to hit hard, yeah, I can do that. But I want to show you guys without hitting hard. So just in there like that. But just to turn the foot. Look at what you're doing compared to this. And he heard it right away. It was like, wow, he understood. And he started really turning the foot because he could hear the deafening sound. Okay, if I'm just here and I'm getting that. And I can hit harder, like I said, but look at the difference. You hear the difference just from putting the hip into it. That's the body mechanics of the Chinese martial arts, you guys. That's that Da Jin that you guys talk about. Like I said, when I heard that term, and somebody told me in a comment before, a few years ago, they said, you have really good Fa Jin. I had to Google it to see what the hell it means, because teacher never spoke with any Chinese terminology. Okay, we look at even calling him teacher. We didn't call him Sifu or anything like that. We said teacher. So we didn't use any kind of terminology, Chinese terminology. We used American terminology. So I never heard Fa Jin. I know what you need to do to get that Fajin, and apparently I have really good Fajin, according to comments. But how do you get that if you leave your foot out to the oblique? This is just basics that is unbelievable to me, and that's why as Kung Fu people we're failing, in my opinion, because of something that's so, I mean, throw a baseball like that. You have to put the hip and everything into it. It's just mind-blowing to me that people don't, and people have argued that point with me. This is what's so asinine about it. It's just really, disturbing. But like I said, I won't talk about this ever again. I do want to get that through, because if there's any new people or people who have been with me a while and disagree with that, do it yourself. You can see for yourself that you have to, this is something a 5-year-old is learning right now, and he can see the difference. He heard the difference. He knows there's a major difference now. So now he pops and turns that foot and puts the hip into the strike. This is basic Chinese Kung Fu 101. This is basic combat knowledge 101. Okay? If I'm in Xing Yi and I've got a spear, I'm not going to do that, okay? Because I'm driving forward and I want to be strong and rooted, okay? So, but I don't have a damn spear in my hand, okay? So I'm punching. So if I'm punching, I better get to the basics, all right? And you don't get any more basic than put your hip into it, all right? So that's all I wanted to say this week, you guys. I'm sorry for the short video. And I hope you all will like it, subscribe to me or to the channel, whatever. And I'll see you next week. Peace be with you. And remember who the F you are.